Yuki and John's Patreon buffet.
All right, you want to do the movies of 1939?
Yes. It's amazing. I always thought 1970 is a good decade about the movie, but the 1939 is the good year.
It's a great year. Many people, and we're recording, Yuki. I always have to tell you that, just so that you know, just for your own educational purposes. 1939 is widely considered the greatest movie year or one of the greatest movie years. There's many great movie years. People cite 1994, 1982, 1984, 1977, 1967, the year Bonnie and Clyde came out. So there's all kinds of years that people say is the best. Even some people say 1999, and I haven't really looked at what that year was, but there's many standout years. 1939, though, is at the top. And in my opinion, for me, it's at the top, especially since I watched some movies recently that I had never seen from 1939 that blew my fucking mind.
Well, Gone with the Wind, right?
Well, that's probably okay. So what do you think is the most famous? Gone with the Wind or Wizard of Oz? Those are the two biggest movies, I think, from this, or maybe not. They weren't the biggest back then. I mean, they probably were big, but I thought Wizard of Oz was sort of a failure when it first came out. But now they are both movie legend. What do you think is more famous?
Guy, it's hard to say. And then, both movies are directed by same guy, no? Victor Fleming.
Victor Fleming had a hand in both. There were other directors that were on Gone with the Wind, and there were also other directors who helped develop Wizard of Oz, but Victor Fleming saw it through. So I know George Cukor was on Gone with the Wind for a minute and stuff, but Fleming had a lot to do with both of them.
Both movies, right? Yeah.
So which do you think? Which is more famous? And then my follow-up question is, which do you like better?
Well, personally, I like Gone with the Wind.
I'm a Wizard of Oz guy. So we're two opposing forces. I'm the good witch, you're the bad witch, the wicked witch.
Well, because Gone with the Wind, it's like American history thing. It's of course Civil War is involved, and then love story. To me, it's like a really, really very American movie to me. And then Wizard of Oz is based on the book, and then it's fantasy, it's good. Of course, it's one of the best musical. But I don't know. I mean, the Gone with the Wind is the even book is like one of the best literature, the best of literature, American literature book, and then it just I don't know, it just can't beat that to me. Yeah, it's all American book, all American movie.
I get you. I get where you come from, and I have grown to appreciate Gone with the Wind more because that's one of Liz Shack's favorite movies, my beloved and our producer, and she watches it since we've met often, multiple times. And I end up having to watch it, and I have seen Gone with the Wind in full 2 or 3 times. When I was very, very young, because my grandmother loved that movie. Then in college, I watched it, and then I watched it when I was living in L.A. And I never, fell in love with it. I understand why it's awe-inspiring, why it was so big, why it's so famous, why it's a landmark movie. But it never touched me in my heart the way that The Wizard of Oz does and did. When I was a kid, I watched The Wizard of Oz 30 times. I mean, it would be on. I had the VHS tape. I watched it over and over, fucking over again. So that, and maybe it's nostalgia, but I still we actually watched Wizard of Oz a year ago with my dad. My dad had never seen Wizard of Oz all the way through. He said he's like, I saw parts of it here, there. I don't need to see it. We're like, dude, it's one of the greatest movies ever made. You got to fucking watch. So he watched it. He said, you know what? I'm glad I watched it. And Watching it, we have like that big room, you know, you saw that with the projector. So watching it on that big screen was amazing. Things I had never noticed before, like when the fucking tree puppets are throwing apples and shit. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the background. It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know. I'm more of a Wizard of Oz guy. I like the fantastical elements of it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, still, it's a great movie, and I still like it, but just to go with the wind, I like it more.
Like, I mean, yeah, If I Only Had a Brain, that's one of the greatest songs ever written.
Over the Rainbow?
I like If I Only Had a Brain better than Over the Rainbow. And also, you're out of the woods, you're out of the front door, out of the door. That part, shit, man. I love it. I just wish the Wicked Witch had a song, where she's like, I'm a wicked motherfucker and I'm coming to get ya. Like a rap song or something. But they didn't have rap back then.
I see.
So Gone with the Wind, Yuki, when was the first time you saw it and Wizard of Oz?
Of course, 1939,
You saw it in 1939? How fucking old are you?
we weren't even born. So, when we saw those movies, we already, grow. Well, I'm not sure grown up, but, when we were kid, I don't know, teenager or, well, let's say we saw them when we were kid.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So I think I saw Gone with the Wind. I was a teenager, maybe 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there, I thought.
Yeah.
And then also, it's not, it wasn't made 1939, but there's another big movie. I mean, Gone with the Wind is a better movie, but this movie I like more than Gone with the Wind. It's Giants.
Oh, I've just recorded that on TCM on my DVR because I've never seen it. That's James Dean, Elizabeth Taylor.
Rock Hudson, yeah, Elizabeth.
I've heard. I never saw it because people were always like, it's in the top blah 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 100 movies of all time. But then I look at the running time and I'm like 3 hours and 19 minutes. Fuck. So I got to find a Sunday where I'm not doing anything and me and Liz are gonna watch it. But I recorded it specifically.
It goes quick, and then again. To me, this is like a very, very, very American movie. It's real America.
Yeah. Okay. Who directed Giant? Was it Sturgis?
George Stevens.
Stevens. Right. Okay. Cool.
Guy who made The Shane and then
yeah.
Diary of Anne Frank, and so he's a great director.
Yeah.
But I mean, this Giants. It's all about America,
right?
A different way. It's. I tell you, the three movie I like very much is Gone with the Wind, Giants, and How the West Was Won.
That I've seen. That's John Ford. Yeah, that's a good one.
Right. So those three movies really, really American. How America was built, how America was, born, or it's very American. I mean, I always like America, so I came America. So these three movies is just like, I love those three movies so much because everything is about America.
Yuki Nakamura's American Trilogy. Elvis has his American Trilogy. Now Yuki has his American Trilogy. That's great. You should do the Yuki Nakamura Film Festival and do those three movies. That would be amazing.
Yeah, Giant, Gone with the Wind, and then How the West Was Won. Yeah, those three. And then you don't need to, study American history. You see these three movies. You learn American history.
You don't need to read a book, nothing. You just see these three movies.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to read out some stuff from 1939 Oscars, just so we know what movies, and then we'll get into specific movies. So for outstanding production, which I guess means best picture back then, you had Gone with the Wind, Dark Victory, which is the Bette Davis movie, which we will talk about, Goodbye, Mr. Chips, Love Affair. I don't know what Love Affair is. That one I haven't seen. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Washington, yes.
Frank Capra, great movie. Ninochka. Ninochka,
Garbo.
The great Greta Garbo. We'll be talking about her. Of Mice and Men, which this is the best of Mice and Men. Then you had Stagecoach.
Yes, Stagecoach.
Then Wizard
John
of
Ford.
Oz. Yeah, John Ford. Then Wizard of Oz, and then Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights.
That's a fucking crazy ass movie. And a year for movies. Then for directing, it looks like only 4 that year. You had Sam Wood for Goodbye, Mr. Chips, Frank Capra for Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, John Ford for Stagecoach, and William Wyler for Wuthering Heights. Oh, no. So the winner, sorry, it was in a different section. The winner was Victor Fleming for Gone with the Wind. So that makes sense. And Gone with the Wind also won Best Picture.
Right.
Then let's see if there's anything else here of note. Oh, okay. Well, let's get into some of these movies here. So I watched, in preparation for this, 2 movies that I had never seen. Ninochka and Dark Victory. Now, and we watched them on the same night, me and Liz Shack, back to back, and they both fucking rocked my world in different ways. First off, I never understood the allure of Greta Garbo. I had seen maybe 1 or 2 of her films, but in this movie, there is no doubt why she was the biggest star at the time. She's fucking amazing in Ninochka. She's like the Terminator. She starts out like the Terminator, like a stern Russian woman who can't, enjoy herself, and everything she's doing is factual and technical and logical, and she slowly melts into a woman in love. And it's such a great fucking performance.
I love her too, but I think she was great and then silent. And when Toki came, her voice is somehow, it's too manly.
No, I found her, honestly, it's sometimes when I watch older movies, I don't get like the sexual aspects of it, because it's like, I understand why they're beautiful and stuff, but Garbo was turning me on a little bit. I gotta be honest. Same thing with Bette Davis. I never realized how fucking gorgeous Bette Davis was until Dark Victory. She was so beautiful back then, because in the later movies they make her look insane, and when she's in the Psycho Betties, they make her like uglier or something.
Right. I mean, when she was older, I don't know why. I mean, every movie looks so ugly. Like What Happened to Baby Jane, or Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte, and then she's so
the nanny.
ugly.
Yeah, they make her so ugly for some reason, but she is gorgeous in Dark Victory. I mean, fuck, I was like, that's Bette Davis. She's fucking amazing. So Ninochka, it was a great double feature for great female performances. Ninochka, though, was co-written by Billy Wilder. I didn't know that. And it was directed by who's the fucker who directed Shop Around the Corner?
Stumberg, or
No, fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue, and I actually looked at his name before we started, and now all this, I'm too flustered thinking about Garbo, how beautiful Garbo, and Ernst Lubitsch.
Oh, Lubitsch.
Yeah, and he did the Shop Around the Corner, a lot of great movies. And the Ninochka is fucking funny.
I seen it, but I don't remember. It was such a long time ago.
It's a great premise. It's like these Russian guys, these 3 Russian guys, go to Paris with some sort of a necklace like that has these crazy diamonds, and they are entrusted with selling it for some reason for the Russian government.
Right.
And they're very like sheltered because they're communists and whatever, and they have to go by the rules of the Communist Party. And when they get to France, they sort of like start busted loose. You know, they're getting drunk, they're meeting women, and they're not selling the necklace in time. So they send Garbo in, who's like the Terminator, who's like get that shit in line. She's very fucking strict, but then she meets a man in Paris. They go to the Eiffel Tower. She doesn't want to go there for love. She wants to go there to study its technical specs. How tall is it? How far, you know? But Paris is it's the city of love, so she starts to warm a little bit, and she's like, she goes kind of on a date with this guy, and they start to fall in love. It's a great movie.
It's comedy, right? Maybe that's why, you know, I don't remember why I didn't care much then, because I like Mata Hari more. It's a spy movie.
What movie?
Mata Hari.
I don't know this. What's this? When is this from?
I don't know when. I mean, but again, at the same time, it's an old movie. But she's a spy.
Okay. All right, I'll look it up.
Yeah, Mata Hari. It's a spy movie. So, and then again, you know, a long time ago. But then this isn't comedy, so I liked more than Ninochika. Yeah, you know, the comedy isn't really my thing. So.
You're a joyless motherfucker. You sit there laughing all the time, but you hate comedy. I don't get it.
You know, I really hated Something About to Mary.
We're talking about the movies in 1939. Yuki, that's the 90s. Nobody gives a fuck about the 90s right now. We'll talk about
I'm just saying, you know, the comedy isn't my thing. You know, that's
but comedies back then weren't all in your face. They had layers of subtlety. They had, like, clever lines of dialogue. The comedy came from characters and situations and not like, you know, just coming on somebody's hair. You know, and I'm not saying I love Something About Mary, but I get why I get why you wouldn't like Something About Mary, but Ninochka I feel like is more classy.
Well, that's because, you know, the Billy Wilder is very clever, like, you know, some like a heart.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Ninochka, I mean, he's a great...
He's a great director, writer, but his touches are all over this movie. You could tell that he wrote the shit out of this movie. Some funny-ass lines of dialogue and stuff. And then the great Bela Lugosi shows up for a scene or two as not a creepy role at all. He's like one of the communists who is like telling them you gotta do the right thing, get out there, get the thing.
Really, I don't even remember he was in that movie.
Yeah, it's 2 scenes, but he's in there. Yeah. Okay, you don't like comedies. Well, Dark Victory is certainly the opposite of a goddamn comedy. This is one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen.
That's Betty Davis and Humphrey Bogart, right?
He's in there. Yep, he plays. Doesn't have a co-starring role, but he has a supporting role.
Young Bogart. Yeah.
Young Bogart, and he has a very pivotal role. But so there is a scene in Dark Victory that I think might be one of the greatest acted scenes of all time, and that's not hyperbole. I actually mean that for me personally, in my opinion. I was so fucking blown away with Betty Davis's acting in this movie, especially this one scene. There's this one. I don't want to say exactly what happens because I don't want to spoil it, but Betty Davis gets some bad news, and she goes out drinking with a friend, and she's pretending to be a little happy or whatever, but she's got this inner turmoil going on, and she's like so conflicted. And it's closing time at this club, and the band is wrapping up, but Betty Davis wants to hear one more song. So she goes over to the band with like a 50 or 100. I don't remember which one it is, but it's like the equivalent of $1,000 today. And she says, here's 50 or 100 or whatever it is. Can you guys play one more song, that one song? And the band leader, the woman's like, absolutely, let's go, boys. And they play this song, and it's like this sort of happy, like, you know, it's not like a happy song, but it's not a sad song. It's like in the middle. And Betty Davis just stands there, and she like sings some of the lyrics, but then she gets really sad, and then she You could just watch. She goes through every single human emotion in this one scene. And I was like, I rewound it 3 times. I couldn't believe how fucking amazing she is in that movie. Seriously. And I don't, let's see who won, because she deserved the Oscar.
Yeah, who won the Academy that year? Oh.
Take a wild guess. Yeah, fucking Vivian Lee, who's flailing around the screen, throwing herself at the wall, crying, having abortions or miscarriages. I mean, you know, that's fine and everything, but she didn't do anything as subtle as what Bette Davis, to me, in Dark Victory was doing, something that was light years ahead of any other performance.
Right.
So you had Vivian Lee, Bette Davis, Irene Dunn in Love Affair, which, again, I didn't see that one yet. Greta Garbo, and then Greer Garson from Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Garbo never won the Academy, though, unfortunately.
I guess not. I don't think she deserved it for the Nochka. I do think Vivian Lee she deserved it over Nochka, but Bette Davis deserved it over Vivian Lee. For sure.
But I think Vivian Lee, she was so perfect, fit in that movie so well. I mean, it just, you know, she was lucky to play that role for that movie.
Yeah.
And that's, nobody can beat that, I think, you know.
No, you're right. It's like certain actors are the perfect, like Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. It's perfect. You can't cast it any better than that. So you're right. Vivian Lee as Scarlet is just perfect.
He's the only one, you know, just like same thing. Peter Falk and Columbo. Nobody. It's just that way, yeah. I mean, she was born to be Scarlett O'Hara, so yeah.
That's true. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, Wuthering Heights. So I had also never seen this. I had never seen Laurence Olivier so young. He was fucking young in this movie, like a young, strapping lad. I always see him when he's older and fucking drilling Dustin Hoffman's teeth as a Nazi dentist in Marathon Man.
Yeah, but Wuthering Heights, I mean, so many Wuthering Heights. Just the new one came out like a couple months ago. I mean, so many Wuthering Heights, and then I haven't seen all of them, but I think that Laurence Olivier one, the William Wyler, that's the best, probably, right? I mean,
I think so. Yeah, that was funny because Liz Shack and I went through, and it was like hundreds of Wuthering Heights. It's like TV versions, movie versions, fucking internet versions. They got every version. The most recent one, I don't know if it did well or not. But this one is good. I really like the movie. I like the way it is. I like the story. But I hated every single character. None of
you hate the character, not the movie.
Not the movie, not the acting, not the story. The characters sucked. Everyone did the wrong thing. Everybody was a stubborn asshole. Everybody was doing it to fuck with the other person. Everybody just could have sat there and go, wait, let's reassess this. We love each other. Let's figure it out. But instead, they fucked with each other so much that it ended in tragedy. That was my take from the movie. It's like, why don't these people just actually talk to each other instead of one-upping each other or it's like, I'm gonna, you weren't there for me when I needed you, so now I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna marry your sister-in-law. And it's like, well, don't marry my sister-in-law. I love you, but I can't divorce my husband. Oh no, I'm gonna fuck you. And it's like, I'm gonna buy Wuthering Heights so that I live next door to you and I see you all the time, but I can't have you. And everything, blah, 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 blah. It's like, fucking retards. No offense to any, I know I'm not supposed to use that word anymore, but that's how I felt about how stupid they were acting in terms of just talk to each other, just figure it out. They both obviously loved each other, couldn't live without each other, but made each other miserable for no good real reason. Other than, I guess, back then you couldn't get divorced if you were married or something, or it was like really frowned upon.
So why they keep making a movie, and why book is so?
I mean, the book is supposedly, I never read the book, but supposedly the book is like one of the greatest books ever, as far as I know. So maybe people keep getting inspired by the written page and saying, I can make the best version of this. And then, I don't know. Or it's just such a classic story that it's easy to do. It's like, you know, you get a little castle location in England. You get a little fucking farm like slash thing, and you just shoot it. The new one supposedly has like sex scenes and stuff, like graphic sex.
I heard the new one has a kind of very sexual.
Yeah, really racy sex scenes. You know, probably some butt licking or something. You know, something modern, I'm sure, is going on in there, and it doesn't need that. It's I don't know. I haven't seen it, so maybe it's great. I sort of like Saltburn, the one that she did right before this. That director who did Saltburn did it. So
probably William Wyler version. You know, he did the without the sex scene and more, you know, artistic way or tastefully way. Probably he did.
Of course he did. He did. There was no sex in that movie. It was fucking. It was, you know, this is like all fade. If there was a sex scene, it was like fade out, fade back in the next morning. You know, it's like they don't show. They barely could kiss back then. I think, wasn't there a rule that you weren't allowed to kiss for more than, say, 15 seconds or something like that back then?
You know, you remind me of remember that the Gone with the Wind. You know, there is one scene, Red Butler carrying the Scarlet and upstairs, and there is no sex scene. But the next morning, she wakes up in the bed, and the happiest face, like, oh my God, they had a great sex last night. they could do it without showing the sex scene, you know. So that smile, like, oh my God, I had a great sex last night, you know, just one smile, tell all. So yeah, that's all. All the movies always better, you know. But these days, new generation, they have to show tits and ass, right? I mean,
well, supposedly the new generation of kids, I guess it's Gen Z, are completely anti-sex scenes in movies. Now, I'm of the mindset where if it works, say a movie like Basic Instinct, it wouldn't be the same movie without the sex and the graphic shit. But then again, you don't need sex scenes in, say, I don't know, the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? You don't need to show. So there's, I think it works sometimes and it doesn't. I'm not anti and I'm not for. It's if it works, it works. But I haven't seen Wuthering Heights, so I don't know if it goes that way. But yeah, you're right. It's like the classic. I think Julia Roberts once said, she's like, I'm the queen of the fade out, fade in love scene. Like, you know, I'll be kissing somebody, it'll fade out, and it'll imply that we made love. And I think that that's really funny. And if I don't think that I would want to watch a graphic sex scene with Julia Roberts. No, yes, I would. What am I talking about? Of course I would. What the fuck am I talking
you know, okay. The speaking of, you know, Julia Roberts, and then remember end of what was that movie? John Grisham movie with Denzel and then and Julia Roberts.
Pelican Brief?
Yeah, Pelican. The ending. Did they have a sex or not? And then,
of course they did. But you know what? You know why they didn't? I think I heard that Denzel said, he's like, I can't be seen kissing a white woman because then all of my black lady fans would never come back again. They would turn on him.
Yeah, right. But that scene, like, okay, without seeing sex scene, we know, oh, they had a sex. See, that's Julia Roberts, I think, then, yeah.
Yeah, the queen of the fade out. All right, let's see what else we had in terms of movies. Well, Stagecoach, right? We can't not. I mean, the great John Ford. Stagecoach is such a great fucking movie. The way it looks, the way the whole thing, the concept, and supposedly this is the movie that Orson Welles watched over and over and over and over again in preparation for Citizen Kane.
Really?
Yeah, he was like obsessed with Stagecoach and would run it like every night, just fucking trying to just like get some juice from it or something.
I like that, Indian chasing the stagecoach, and that's so great. Like those dust, and then John Wayne, jumping from horse to horse, and then it's just that's a great action scene.
It's an innovative action scene for sure. I mean, like, I'm sure Spielberg was inspired by Stagecoach. I'm sure hundreds and thousands of filmmakers were inspired by Stagecoach, and
you even mentioned the Spielberg. I think it's very similar to Jaws. Jaws is like, okay, there is a shark, but people don't know. Stagecoach, there is a Apache, people don't know. It's kind of, similar structure, I think. Indian as a shark.
Indians as sharks. Sure. I mean, look, I'll go with any Yuki Nakamura film analysis. I'll take it. You're the one who told me that Marion Crane was a black bird and a white bird. When she was innocent, she had the white on. When she was guilty, she had the black on for Psycho. I never fucking realized that shit. You're right.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, I gotta say, I prefer this movie to It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh. I mean, automatically, you have to see It's a Wonderful Life in Christmas time, right?
Yes, you do, and it's a great movie, but there's something about Mr. Smith Goes to Washington I just enjoy more. It's like, it's just as it's more uplifting in a way than It's a Wonderful Life. And it's about standing up for what you believe in, even if it's insurmountable odds, even if it's against a whole government. One man can change the minds of politicians, etc.
I mean, I don't dislike James Stewart, but somehow James Stewart annoys me. It's like he's so wimpy to me. It's something, like he's not John Wayne. It's like a very. I'm not talking about him being gay or anything, but somehow he's so feminine to me. Whatever he plays, he doesn't play characters.
He plays vulnerability, and then in his vulnerability, he'll muster the strength and then bring that out towards the end of the film. I mean, he does that in It's a Wonderful Life. He's a weakling the whole movie. People are telling him and dictating his life for him, essentially, to the point where he wants to kill himself. And then he's shown that he actually does affect people's lives in a positive way, and then he finds his strength in his family. So that's the way he plays it. Same thing with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He's a weakling, but somehow towards the end he musters the strength to give a big speech and try to rally people against the ills of the world, etc. He always plays that sort of character. In Harvey, he plays an mentally insane man, but in the end, he might actually be seeing the rabbit. They kind of set it up that he was telling the truth the whole time. So he plays these characters that, yes, are very vulnerable and weak, but find the strength. And that's what I like about him.
Really?
But I get what you're saying about like how he's like, he's always like, he's always like flustered. You know who he reminds me of sometimes? Don Knotts.
Don Knotts?
You know who Don Knotts is?
No, who's
Don Knotts, Mr. Furley from Three's Company, the second, the landlord, or he's from the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh.
Or for the guy from The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Oh, okay.
Don Knotts and Jimmy Stewart could have played brothers in a fucking movie for sure. And they both would have been going, just like fucking going back and forth, just flustered. And then they both find the strength at the end.
Yeah, he's just too lightweight to me. So when my life is on the line, I pick John Wayne, not James Stewart.
Well, what about Liberty Valance? You got the fucking John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart against each other. Well, not against each other the whole time, but they're there together. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, that's old flashback. He could be lying, So
you never know with Jimmy Stewart or John Wayne. They're fucking liars. They're both liars. What else do we have here in 1939? Oh, come on. Of Mice and Men. Now, of Mice and Men, there are great versions of this elsewhere. You got the Malkovich, Gary Sinise version from the 90s, which I love that movie. But this one, I think, is the better version of Mice and Men because it shows how great of an actor Lon Chaney Jr. was, and how great of an actor Burgess Meredith was. This is Burgess Meredith as an impossibly young man. Again, I know him as Mickey from fucking Rocky. That's how I know him. That's how everybody knows him. Go back and watch him in this movie. I mean, of course you know him from The Twilight Zone and then The Penguin, but of Mice and Men, this is it. He's so fucking good in this movie.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never seen this movie. I saw only Gary Sinise and John Malkovich version.
You gotta change that, Yuki, because if you like the story, and it's a classic story, it's just.
I mean, I read the book too, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic story. Fucking Lon Chaney Jr. I think he had a great career. I would never trade in the Wolfman or his turns as Frankenstein or any of that stuff, or the Mummy, but the dude had some chops that he did not. People probably put him in a lane with the monster movies that he couldn't get out of.
The retarded one.
That's the second time we said that word on this podcast. I don't know if we're going to keep him in, but yeah, hey, whatever. Well, yeah, there's sometimes you got to use a vocabulary word. Yeah, he plays Lenny. And Burgess Meredith plays George.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to, disrespecting the handicapped people.
No,
but,
you used it in a more proper way than I did. I said I used it in a terrible fucking way, and I probably should be penalized for it in some way. Just tax me. Today we're recording this. It's the day after taxes. Next year, take another $50 out of my fucking New York State taxes. Okay, so you never saw that one. That's all right. What else?
Maybe
Tubi
has it.
Who?
Tubi, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Tubi. I saw it on TCM when they ran it like a year or two ago.
Max may have it.
HBO Max. Now, okay, there's some movies here that I have not seen. I just didn't have time to get to it, but there's a team up this year with Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland. They were a famous duo, and they made a movie called Babes in Arms. Haven't seen that one.
Haven't seen, no.
There was an adaptation of Huckleberry Finn with Mickey Rooney that I saw when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything about it.
Wow, that must be like 40, 50 years ago.
What? The from 1939? That's almost 90 years ago.
No, I mean when you saw the movie.
Hey, 50 years? I'm not 50 yet, you son of a bitch. How dare you? How dare you? What about Goodbye, Mr. Chips? You like that movie?
I saw only Peter O'Toole version. So the remake, but not the original one.
Yeah, Lishak and I watched this 5-6 years ago when we first started dating. It was, again, on TCM. We love TCM. And we liked it, but it was like there was something about it that we just didn't like connect to. It was like too saccharine or something. It's like, it's nice. It's a nice story. And it's, I don't know. It was fine. I'm not against it, but it wasn't like it was our favorite, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what it is. Sometimes, nice movie I don't like. Like, yeah, Mr. Chip, same thing. Or I didn't like Good Will Hunting or, Dead Poet Society or those movies. It doesn't do to me.
I get where you're coming from. I like those movies, but I don't. It's not like I'm like clamoring to revisit them. It's just like I enjoyed them when I watched them. I think you just hate Robin Williams.
You said that.
He's in Good Will Hunting and he's in Dead Poet Society.
That's right. And I didn't like Jumanji.
You are the anti Robin Williams Yuki Nakamura. This is bullshit.
Oh, I liked Mrs. Doubtfire.
All right, all's forgiven. I like Mrs. Doubtfire too. Let's see if there's anything else in here. I mean, there's so many movies. Let me look at not the Oscars, but let me look at Letterboxd and see if there's any other movies this year. The Rules of the Game. Did you see this? The Jean Renoir fucking French movie?
No, I never see that movie.
This movie is awesome. It's like a screwball comedy, but it's a drama. No. But trust me, it's got the elements of a screwball comedy, but it's really dark. And the premise is set up where this guy flies back from the first transatlantic flight. He flies across the Atlantic, lands, and there's all these people there waiting for him, and they're like, yeah, they're cheering him, and he gets out, and he doesn't give a fuck about the crowd. He's just looking for his woman. He's like, where's I forgot her name, but where's Lisa? Where's Lisa? Where's Lisa? Where's Lisa? And she's not there. And he's like, all he's been thinking about, he did this transatlantic flight for her. He was doing it, and then this reporter comes up. He's like, what do you think about the fanfare, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, this goddamn woman didn't show up. She's a piece of garbage. She betrayed me. He basically talks shit about her. And then it becomes after that this thing where she invites him to the chateau so that they can apologize to each other. She's actually married to somebody else. Her husband's in love with somebody. So it's a farce. He's in love with somebody else. The people who are the fucking the help are all fucking each other. And it's like all these things happen and they all build on top of each other towards this really crazy climax. And this is the same guy who directed wait, what the fuck is it called? Why am I spacing again? Grand Illusion. You've seen Grand Illusion.
Oh, Grand Illusion. Yeah, I saw that. John Gavin.
Yeah. So it's the same level of filmmaking, really just amazingly done. It goes off on these tangents about these trappers and all this sort of stuff. And it's like if the Marx Brothers had been written and directed by Billy Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Like that level of filmmaking, that level of creativity and artistry, but put in a farcical situation.
Who directed Jean Renoir?
Jean Renoir, yeah. And honestly, you may not like it only because you're saying, oh, I don't like comedy. And there are definitely comedy set pieces in this, but it is fucking dark. And it's such a great setup. A guy lands and the only thing he can think about is the woman. So then he fucking talks shit about her on the fucking radio. It's great.
You know that his brother is that painter, Renoir.
You're kidding me. I didn't know that. I always knew that name. So that's wow. That's a talented family.
Yeah, talented art family, yeah.
Damn. One of the greatest directors of all time. One of the greatest painters of all time. All right, what about Son of Frankenstein, Yuki?
Shame on me. I never seen that movie. I saw Frankenstein, but not this one.
Dude, it's as good, in my opinion, the first three Frankensteins. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein. All equally as good as each other. I think that the Son of Frankenstein The only thing that it has that's a little bit of an issue for me is it's slightly too long. Like Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein are like 80-something minutes, right? They're not that long, maybe 90 minutes. This one is about 10 minutes too long. It's 98 minutes or something like that. Now, I don't know what I would cut from this movie, but I'm just saying the other ones are so breezy and you can watch them over and over. This one is just a little bit in the middle where it gets a little sluggish. But fucking Bela Lugosi's best performance, by far, as Igor or whatever, Yagor, Y-G-O-R, Igor. And then Basil Rathbone as the son of Frankenstein, dude. And then Boris Karloff is still the monster. And then you got Lionel Atwell as like an inspector who's dude, fucking Son of Frankenstein rules.
Wow.
That maybe watch it during Halloween season, Yuki.
Okay. I'm sure the Tubi has it.
After Son of Frankenstein, when you start getting into Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, Ghosts of Frankenstein, that it's not, I'm not saying they're bad, but you could tell that there was a step down in production quality. They gave less money to it. They're still great movies, but there's stuff missing. Like in one of them, Bela Lugosi plays Frankenstein's monster. I'm pretty sure it's Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, and he was supposed to be speaking the whole time, but they cut out all of his lines of dialogue, so you could sort of tell he's just like, and then he's like about to speak sometimes, and they cut it all. Yeah. And then yeah, I love Son of Frankenstein, and the other thing is, you like Young Frankenstein or you don't like Young Frankenstein?
You know, answered. I don't.
Well, this movie is sort of the prequel to Young Frankenstein, I think. This is the movie that they sort of took more from in many ways than... I mean, they took stuff from all the movies, but this one they took a lot from, and if you look at Son of Frankenstein, it's like Young Frankenstein, it could be considered the sequel to Son of Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so I that's how I look at it. And then one more I want to talk about here. John Ford had a banner year in 1939. Young Mr. Lincoln. Have you seen this?
Long time ago. I don't remember at all.
You get the great Henry Fonda as young Mr. Lincoln, who it's before he's the president, before all that shit, before his time in politics. He's still just a lawyer. And it's about Lincoln's, you know, early adulthood into his days as a lawyer where he has to try a case. And the case is, yeah, of course I've seen it. Yeah, I fucking love this movie. I've seen it a few times. And it's almost like To Kill a Mockingbird, where you get this case that's almost unwinnable and Ford takes it on to defend the innocent. It's so good.
Better than Spielberg Lincoln?
I didn't fall head over heels for Spielberg's Lincoln. I liked it when I saw it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, that's like the greatest fucking movie ever made. In fact, recently Liz Shack and I watched The Post, the Spielberg movie I had never seen with Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, star-studded cast, and it's fucking awesome. It's like, I think it's better than Lincoln.
Really?
It's all about the pre-Watergate, when the Washington Post is sort of suffering, and they go through the moral dilemma of whether or not they should put out information against the government, like the Nixon administration, or if they should keep it to themselves and still be invited to like the White House and stuff like that. And it's like, it's really good. It's almost like a prequel to All the President's Men.
Oh.
Great movie. So to answer your question, Lincoln was fine. I think I don't have like a need to re-see it, you know. But Young Mr. Lincoln I've watched 2 or 3 times and I fucking love it.
Okay.
So if you ever get a chance, you gotta. I mean, it's John Ford, Yuki. You love John Ford.
I don't know. Somehow you never seen that one. Yeah.
And then let me just do a double check over here if there's anything else. Oh, yes, of course. Again, James Cagney had an amazing year this year. He was in The Oklahoma Kid. He was in all sorts of stuff. But The Roaring Twenties. Yuki, you know, everybody talks about, Angels with Dirty Faces or, you know, stuff like that, White Heat. But I think The Roaring Twenties is as good, if not better, than James Cagney's other movies. And you got the great Humphrey Bogart. It's basically James Cagney versus Humphrey Bogart. And Humphrey Bogart is James Cagney's the star. Humphrey Bogart's the second co-lead. And this is a great, great gangster film. Great gangster film. And Roaring Twenties. Fucking Cagney kills it in this movie to the point where I watched it and then I watched it again like a day later because I had to show Liz Shack this movie because she hadn't seen it and she loves James Cagney. So I was like, we have to revisit this shit because it's so good. You're going to fucking flip for this movie. And she loved it. Roaring Twenties.
Roaring 20, okay.
So that's the thing is like there's so many other movies in 1939 that I haven't seen that I want to see. The original Man in the Iron Mask is there. It's got a great rating on Letterboxd. You got Nazi Spy with what the hell's his name? Edward G. Robinson. Great rating. Cat and the Canary I've never seen with Bob Hope.
Wow.
Have you seen that?
No.
See? Yeah, that's got a huge rating too, all on Letterboxd. Everything's like 3.4 or P3.5 or higher. Edward G. Robinson in another movie called Blackmail. I mean, the list goes on and on for 1939.
Wow, it's great to hear.
Oh, yeah, here, Basil Rathbone playing Sherlock Holmes in two movies, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and The Hound of the Baskerville. It never ends. Oh, only fucking Howard Hawks movie. Only Angels Have Wings. That's a Howard Hawks movie with Cary Grant. It's got a 4.1 on Letterboxd. It never ends, Yuki. This fucking this year is insane.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got to keep watching the movies of 1939. I mean, the list, we could keep going. But yeah, Yuki, so that's the movies of 1939. Any final thoughts on the year of 1939? Is Gone with the Wind your favorite?
Endless, there is never ending. There's no ending. You have keep watching, and then there is always, I have to see that. I mean, just so many movies.
It never ends, Yuki. It never fucking ends. Well, all right. Well, yeah, let's maybe next time we'll choose another year and go like 1982 is supposedly a huge year. Fucking 1994,
How about 1967, 89, like a New American Cinema era?
That's a big era too. 1967 is widely considered a huge year for movies. It led into the new Hollywood, basically. Like Bonnie and Clyde kicked it all off.
And then like a 1973, 4 around that time is like new generation like Spielberg, Lucas Coppola, Friedkin.
Yeah, it's one of those years. I forgot which year it is. It's either 74 or 75. You had like The Exorcist, The Godfather, the this, the that. It just kept going and going and going. Or maybe The Exorcist was 72. I don't remember. But there is one specific year in the 70s that is like a landmark year with everything came out.
Maybe 72.
Maybe. We'll look into it and we'll do a few years. We'll pick one from each decade, like the best movie year from each decade.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
All right, well that's it. So we just want to thank everybody for joining us and listening and supporting us and smiling at us when we see you in person and even when we see you online. Thank you for not abusing us.
Yes.
Yuki and John, Patreon of birth.